Clothing Yoga, and I'm here to do a wind down yoga with you today. So this is the second part of our series this month. We did an AM one, and now we're doing a wind down or PM yoga. Again, you could do this any time of day. If you had a long or hard day at work, or a hard day at school, or maybe you had a really physically active day, you were out hiking all day or biking, this could be a great way to wind down from that. It's also wonderful if you just want to take a break before going to bed, kind of get grounded and get centered and then hop right into bed. This is a way to help kind of calm the monkey brain and let yourself get all set and ready for a restful sleep. All right, so just like all our other classes, we don't want anything to feel painful. If you feel stretchy, that is great. If it feels painful or you feel a weird twinge, just go into child's pose. You can lie right down on your mat, or you can just sit crisscross and wait until you're ready to jump back into the practice. Now, since it's a wind down class, but really anytime that you feel any tightness in your hips, it can be a good idea to sit on top of a folded blanket. I know this is more of a yoga blanket, but it can be any blanket. It can be a blanket that's folded up from your bed, whatever you have lying around, or even a firmer pillow might work too. So I'll sit on mine for the beginning of class. All right, and we're going to start with Kumbhaka breath or retention breathing. You may have heard of this or you may not, so we're going to do it together. The first thing we want to do when we're learning it is make sure we're taking deep belly breaths. So we don't want to be breathing from our chest and feeling our chest rise. We want to take a nice deep breath from our belly. So go ahead and put your hands on your belly and take a nice deep breath in and think of the air going down, down, down and filling all the way up. So breathe in and breathe out. Nice job. And you can feel your hands move. That's how you know the breath is getting down to your belly. So now we're just going to add a count to it. So we'll start with just a 4 count in and a 4 count out before we get to the retention part of the breathing. So breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4, and out 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's do that one more time. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4, and out 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now we're going to add the retention element into it, and all that is a gentle pause between the inhale and the exhale. That's how we're going to practice it today. So we're going to breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Good work. Let's try that a couple more times. This is a great way to just get grounded and get centered and get ready for practice, especially when it's a calming one at the end of the day. So breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. And one final time. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Great work. And the more you practice that one, the more you'll find that it might be a little weird the first time you try it if you've never done it before, but the more you practice it, I find sometimes I'll even do it when I first get up, or if I'm stressed out, you can do a quick counting in. You can count in any amount. You could count in 3, hold for 2, let out 5. So you can really play with the way you're breathing in, holding and retaining the breath and letting it out. But it can be a very calming and grounding and centering, focusing type of breath. So it's a real good one to have in your toolkit. Now we're gonna next just move on to having some organic neck movements, because the neck is an area where we hold a lot of tension, the neck and the jaw. So we're gonna rock back and forth. You can go in both directions, and you can either just rock in sort of a U shape back and forth from shoulder to shoulder, and then bring it down, going in a U shape again from shoulder to shoulder. Or you can draw gentle circles. It's just really great to remember to lead the circles with your nose. If you kind of have that imagery, you won't do any major muscle strains to your neck. So you could draw little circles and kind of just follow your nose. When we do this with kids, we say pretend you have a dot, a marker dot or a paint dot, and you're making little colorful circles. And then change directions. And you can make them really big if that's what your body feels like it needs today. Or you can keep them really small and just get some good motion going in your neck. Do a little bit more, whatever feels right for you. Make sure you're loosening up those muscles, but doing it mindfully, not hurting anything. All right. And then come back to center. So now we're going to do hug stretches, and I really love these. If you've done any of my other classes, you know we often do cat-cow to stretch out our spine, and this is a modified or a variation of that. So we're going to breathe in and bring our arms wide to the side, really wide, take up space. And then on the exhale, bring one arm under and one arm over. I have my left arm over and my right arm under, and we're going to grasp, if it's available to you, behind your shoulders. If that's not, and you just grasp your upper arms, that's great too, or even your elbows if that's where it's comfortable today. Wherever it feels like you're getting a good stretch, but not overstretching. And then we're going to breathe in, and you can do a very gentle back bend. Turn to the side so you can see you can do a very gentle back bend. And then as we exhale, bring your head down and round your spine any amount. It's a very gentle variation of cat-cow, but it gives you that same feeling of the rounded back and the hollow back as you inhale. And then come back to center. Great work. Let's try that on the other side. So breathe in, arms out wide, and this time reverse the stacking of your arms. So this time my right arm's coming over the front, and I'm grasping behind my shoulders. And then as I breathe in, you can raise your arms a bit, take a gentle back bend, and then as you breathe out, bring your head down. And again, don't crunch anything, keep space, but just round your back gently. Great work. And now we're going to do a gentle twist. So we're going to raise our arms up. And I'm going to bring my right hand to my left knee, my left arm behind me, and I can either keep my gaze straight ahead or look over my shoulder, depending how my body's feeling today. And as we breathe in, we straighten and lengthen our spine a little more. And as we breathe out, you can go a little deeper into the twist. Breathe in again, and then come back to center. And let's try that on the other side. So we're going to breathe in, raise those arms up. Breathe out, left hand to right knee, right arm behind us. And gaze over the right shoulder if that's comfortable for you today. As we breathe in, straighten and lengthen that spine. And as you breathe out, go ahead and deepen the twist any amount. And on your next exhale, come back to center. All right. Now, I'm going to move my blanket out from under me because I like to be a little further on the floor because I have relatively open hips. If you're still feeling tightness in your hips, you can stay on the blanket as needed, but I'm going to just set mine next to me. And I'm going to bring the soles of my feet together into Baddha Konasana, or butterfly pose. And I'm going to put my hands on my knees, and we're going to do some gentle circles. And again, whatever's comfortable in your body, go for that. But if it's available to you, go ahead and do some wide circles today. When we have our hips open like this and we do some wider circles, you can really feel it articulate through your whole spine and your legs, and it really helps to stretch out any work you might have done throughout the day. If you haven't already, go ahead and reverse direction. We'll do a few more circles in this direction. All right, and then come back to center on your next breath. And now we're going to do a very gentle fold. So you can grasp on your shins, you can grasp on your ankles, you can grasp around your feet, you can even give yourself a little foot massage if that feels good. And we're going to breathe in and straighten our spine. And we're going to breathe out, and we're going to creep our bodies forward gently. So you want to hinge at the hips, keep your spine straight, and you can bend your elbows out towards the side so they sort of rest on your shins and support, and also can extend that stretch in your legs. Now, this might be as far as you come today. You might come to here and really feel a stretch, or you might start to fold all the way down. We don't want to round our spine, and we don't want to have our sits bones and our bum lift off the ground. So as long as you can keep that contact and that shape in your body, go as far as is comfortable. You might bring your forearms to the ground. You might even bring your head down towards your feet. We're just going to breathe here for a couple breaths, feeling the stretch. And then we're going to gently push back up. Great work. And now we're going to do boat pose, and then we're going to be down on the ground for the rest of the class. So that's kind of wonderful. If you were in a blanket, now would probably be a good time to get off the blanket, as long as you don't need it, because it's better to feel grounded for this particular posture. So we're going to do boat pose just to give ourselves a little bit of a core wake up before we relax into our grounding poses on the mat. So you can stay right here and pull your arms out, and if you feel that in your abs, this is a great place to be and a great place to start. There's also the option to lift one leg or both legs. You can lift one leg at a time, sort of test it out, leave one foot down. You can also go into full boat. You just want to keep your spine straight, and you can raise your legs up as much as available to you. I'm going to go in half boat today, and I'm going to do a few toe taps. Give myself a little challenge. If you want to do that, go ahead, and you can just bring your toes up and down slowly with your breath. All right, and wherever you are today, let's bring our feet back to the mat and keep our backs nice and straight. And we're going to bring our hands together and make our hands into a steeple grip. And we're going to raise them up, 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 up overhead. And then we're going to engage our core as we slowly, slowly, as slowly as you can, roll all the way down to the mat. I'm going to scooch a little bit so you can see. We are going to put our arms behind us, extend those legs out for a full body stretch, and then break your hands apart and bring them behind your head for a little stretch, kind of like you were going to do a sit-up, but no worries, no sit-ups right now, no crunches. Just stretching out our biceps and our inner arms to make sure that everything feels good and relaxed. All right, then we're going to breathe in, and on the exhale, bring our knees to our chest, like we're giving ourselves a hug. Now, they don't have to come all the way down. Wherever is comfortable is just great for you. And if you want, we can either bring our legs wide and sort of stay in a static hold that helps stretch out our legs, or if it's available and comfortable today, you can grab the inner or outer arches of your feet and rock back and forth in happy baby or a stirrup posture. Happy baby's great because it can really stretch out your spine and massage it. You can also, if you want to get a little movement in and aren't full happy baby isn't available, you can do one leg at a time. I sometimes choose to do this posture just because it gives you a little different stretch than traditional two-legged happy baby. It's kind of a nice change of pace. All right, so wherever we're at, finish up, finish rocking, or finish your static hold. And then we're going to bring our feet down. And we're going to put our soles together and our knees wide. And we're going back into that butterfly or a Baddha Konasana posture, but we're doing it reclining. So it's called Supta Baddha Konasana. And we're just going to take a breath here as we kind of start to feel all the nourishment of our practice start to sink in. All right. And then as you're ready, go ahead and extend your legs long. And you can bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. We're going to take a nice deep breath in. Go ahead and let it out on a sigh. Let's do that 2 more times. Deep breath in. And let it out on a sigh. And 1 more time. Deep breath in. And let it out on a sigh. All right. Now let your hands fall to your side for Shavasana. And let your breathing return to normal. Don't focus on it too much or really at all. And we're going to gently go through a variation of a relaxation that helps us just remember to sink into our mat and really get all the benefits from our practice. So we're going to start at our feet. And our feet are so strong and they carry us through the day. So go ahead and scrunch up your toes a little, scrunch up your feet. Breathe in, and then as you exhale, go ahead and relax them fully, as much as you can. Let them kind of sink into the mat and splay wide. Moving up our legs, we're going to think about our calves. Make sure those are relaxed and soft. We want gentle, soft knees. We don't want to be locked in our knees, especially while we're lying down. Moving up the leg, we get to our quadriceps and our hamstrings, those big, strong muscles of our legs that support us all day long. Make sure those are really relaxed and sinking into the mat. We come to our glutes and our hips, and they also do a ton of work for us. So make sure those feel soft. Make sure you have a soft belly as well. A lot of times we neglect our belly or we have bad thoughts about it, but it really does so much for us, our core, throughout the day. So make sure that you give it a little extra appreciation and let it really relax and sink into the mat. Now we're at our low back. Make sure that is touching the mat and it is comfortable and really, really supported. As we move up, we have our chest and our ribs and our upper back. That's another area where we hold so much tension, our shoulders. So do your best to really release those muscles, let them sink into the ground. We have our upper arms and our elbows, just like our knees. Make sure those aren't tight and held. Make sure they're soft. Our lower arms and our hands. We do so much with our hands and our fingers throughout the day, so make sure you can even scrunch those into fists if you'd like, and then really relax them into the ground. And then above our shoulders, we have our neck muscles, and we worked those a little already, but those have a lot of tension, just like our jaw. So make sure that that whole area feels relaxed and supported by your mat. You can even, if you want, raise your hands up and just give yourself a very gentle jaw massage. Make sure it's nice and soft and relaxed. Go ahead and put your hands back down. If your tongue is resting at the roof of your mouth, behind the tip of your front teeth, go ahead and breathe in, and as you exhale, let the tongue sink to behind your lower teeth. It's another area where we hold a lot of tension without even thinking about it, but that act of bringing the tongue down to the lower part of the mouth and letting it relax is huge. And then make sure there's no creases in your brow. You're not holding any tension or feelings in your forehead. Let that slowly relax. And then just imagine yourself sort of drifting in a cloud or drifting on the waves on your mat, nice and relaxed. All right. Now we're going to take a breath in, and if you are super cozy, go ahead and just stay on your mat and extend the Shavasana for as long as you're able, or maybe hop right into bed. Otherwise, on your next breath, roll to your side. Take a breath here in the fetal position. Really feel comforted and supported. And then on your next breath, go ahead and push up to sitting. All right, I hope everyone feels really relaxed after that. I hope you're off to have a great day or a great rest of your evening, depending when you're doing this. Or if you really are able to do this right before bed, I hope you have a really peaceful and restful sleep. Thank you so much for practicing with me today.